thank you so much for joining me today. I just wanted to ask you a few questions, okay?
That's fine.
All right. So why did you go solar?
Okay, we had started thinking about it. Obviously, we live here in Florida, so it's a sunshine state. That is the motto. But it's true. You get more sun here than in a lot of states. So we had been thinking about it. And again, we have family in Italy that actually sells solar equipment, and he was pushing us, that you should do this. And so we were looking at it. And of course, the local solar people were coming around knocking on the door. And I let the first one talk to me, and it got me started, and honestly, Florida was advertised on TV. We'll pay you to go solar, which is a whole nother thing we'll mention in a minute. So we started looking into it, and I found that the solar guys, the local ones, um, they didn't want to talk to me once I knew a little bit about what I wanted, and I knew how many panels I wanted, what type of panels, what they wanted to come in and do a high pressure sale on me, and they did, and I said no. And I found you guys online, and you would work with me no matter what. I forget who exactly my sales lady was. Nice lady. I talked with her many times, but I would type her in some, what if I did this? And she would give me a new quote and say, well, okay, it'd be this or this or this. And in fact, that's why I ended up, instead of 25 to 30 panels, which would fit on my roof, I'm at 19, and they're the LGs, the nicer panels. They put out a little more power, and it's not 100% system, but it doesn't need to be. And I'm gone a good part of the year. We're in Europe quite a bit of the year. The house is just sitting here using almost no electricity, so we're banking all that electricity. And I get the minimum bill in the 20s. That's just the electric company saying you have an account. And so our bills are very low. Even in the worst months, they don't amount to much. So I really like all that. And I like the fact that your company would work with me. That's what sold me. And I said, I don't care that you're in California, I'm Florida. I didn't like the local guys that wanted to high pressure me. I said,
Right.
fine. And that's why I went with you. Now you hired a local bunch to set the system up, uh, and install it, which is fine. I've I've actually communicated with them. If I had to have something done, I'd probably call them to come back. Um, but the system's working fine. We're happy with it. Like I say, it is expensive. I don't want to even begin to say it's not. It kind of is. But you guys set me up with it was a finance company, um, union, credit union kind of thing. And I mean, it was like 1%. It was ridiculously low. And I liked that. That was really cool. But I went ahead myself and did a refi and included the solar system in that. So I no longer have to think about it as part of my mortgage payment. I feel much more secure that way. I don't have to worry about it. This is why we got there. This is why we got with you guys, simply because you were usable. You would work with me. And that's where we're at. And the system
Amazing.
works.
So with all of this being said, what was your favorite part throughout the process? Was it with the installation, your sales team, your project manager?
It may have been the project manager because I was still fooling around and trying to decide if I want to do this. And I would go, what if I only use so many panels, or I did this, or I did that? And she always would come back with a legitimate answer. She didn't try and push me one way or the other. This is what it would be. And again, I think I stated this before. Part of my house is a modified flat roof. The front part's a hip roof, but I wanted the panels put on the modified flat roof on the back side of the house, so they're always looking straight up. And a lot of the local, you can't do that. Well, yeah, you can. Your team sent somebody here who looked at it, made a special set of mounts, and that's how my system is. I think that's why my system functions so well, because it's looking straight up all the time. I'm not mounted on one side or the other of the house, which only gets sun part of the day. No, I'm looking straight up all the time.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for your time. I think you did a fabulous job answering some of my questions today, and you've definitely inspired many others to go solar.
Yeah, yeah. It's worth doing, especially with the electric prices going up. and they are. We mentioned a minute ago, and I said I'd come back to this. The only downside is that here in Florida, they would advertise, "We pay you to go solar." No, they don't. You're never going to get a check. What you'll get is a credit on your taxes. Now, you have to be a little proactive to use that credit, but you have as many years as you need to use it. It's just, it's a little deceptive. You might expect a big check. You won't get that. That's not what it is. Still, it is money, just not in the form of a check. So anyway, I wanted to say that up front.
Right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today.